Hotel Transylvania 3, a summer's vacation or a monster's vacation, depending on where you're from. In Australia, it is a monster's vacation, or in America, it is a summer's vacation, so for whatever reason, they just decided to make two fucking subtitles. That's why it's not in the video fucking title, you get it. Anyway, it is the third installment of the Hotel Transylvania franchise, and I actually really, really like the first two movies. The first one, I think, is a great movie that, is funny, has a good message, it delivers, and the characters are really, really good. The second isn't as good, but it's still pretty good and enjoyable. And then this one came along, so I was kind of not anticipating, because it's not like an old-time favorite. It's not up there with Incredibles or How to Train Your Dragon or anything. But as an animation, I was like, okay, I actually enjoyed the first two movies. Hopefully the third is as enjoyable. Now, this time around, they go on a cruise because Mavis sets up Dracula to take him on a holiday. And the whole gang come on, the whole hotel come, all the friends, Adam Sandler's back, Selena Gomez, Andy Samberg, Kevin James, everyone's doing the voices, everyone's back to do this movie, and it was enjoyable. It was an enjoyable film. It was a movie that I think is a base level kids movie. I don't think it was hilarious. I don't think it was anything spectacular, but it did its job. You got to get kids to laugh at shitty things, and they did. Honestly, I didn't laugh as much as I did in the first two films. They still had a couple of adult jokes that you do laugh in, but honestly, it wasn't as funny as the other one. And now this is obviously a different story, different setting, which is a cool, I think, refreshing look. But at the same time, the movie didn't feel refreshing. It didn't feel as electrifying, as refreshed as it could have been. As low, even though the setting was different, it felt like it was kind of just the same thing. And that's why I think this movie was still enjoyable, because the characters are there, the story is pretty good. It's actually, there is a cliche ending with like a dance scene. I won't get too much into it, but it does have an alright story, but I feel like you have to know the characters and like the characters to really enjoy this film. I feel though the characters are the same characters, if you haven't seen the first two, you just go, alright, these characters are fine. But because you're already attached and you like these characters, you can have a bit more fun with it than maybe anyone else would. Because, as I said, it's not a hilarious movie. It's a fun movie. It is a slightly funny movie, but it isn't hilarious by any sense of the word. But it does its job. It entertains kids. It entertains adults. You can have a fun time. Few cool, fun scenes in there. And the character that added in with Erica that played into Drax's story was really, really good. I did enjoy that storyline, even though it kind of came predictable. I feel like it was a nice little bit of refresher. As I said, it wasn't as refreshing as the whole movie could be, but it helped out with the storyline a little bit more. The one thing I was disappointed in, as much as it wasn't as funny as the first one, they underutilized Johnny, and I think that maybe that's a big reason why it wasn't as funny. The first two movies, obviously Johnny is the human married to Mavis, played by Andy Samberg. He's a very funny character, and they didn't use him much in this movie. He becomes kind of a side character, and even utilized less than some of the side characters in the first two. So I was very disappointed by that it kind of fell out and became a full-blown monster, because I feel like that's what was kind of cool about the first one, was this like character, and it doesn't matter if you're human, if you're monster. That was the whole setting of the film, and even the second one follows that because the little kid's going through that. This one, as much as it kind of does play into that with Erica's character because she's a human, you just don't. I feel like it works so much better with Johnny's character, and I would really like to see him more in this franchise third installment, because if he was in this movie, I feel like again it could have maybe changed how enjoyable the movie was, because it was enjoyable. And again, it's a kids movie. You don't have to look super in depth with this movie, and you don't have to go, yeah, they could have done this, this, and this, and I kind of do that, but just to get a decent kids movie, you don't have to do that. And as a decent kids movie, it ticks the boxes, but it just doesn't take the step up to being the great animation movie that I feel like the first one was. So, you can look into it a bit more and you can see why, but in the end, it is a fun kids movie, and it does entertain a lot of people and entertain myself. But, you get it. You get the idea of what I am saying, guys. I'm giving Hotel Transylvania 3 a C+. Thank you guys for watching my review of Hotel Transylvania. Again, I really do enjoy this franchise, and I feel like the movies that as of late, I've given it a lot of C+. I want to see something bounce up. I know Incredibles got an A, but hit me with something good, hit me with something hard. I want to see something bouncing up, giving me up a bit rating. Give me something I deliver and go, not something that was good, but could have been better. I want something that was good. Just give me something that was fucking good, and hopefully Sicario 2, which I'm seeing tonight, does that. We'll find out. Thank you for watching. If you haven't seen my channel update, check that out. That dropped yesterday, as well as a couple of reviews. I said Incredibles 2, Ocean's 8's up there, Tag, Jurassic World. I got a few stuff, but the channel update's really good for what's going on in my channel in the future. As always, guys, you can subscribe to see more of me. You can like, comment if you need to. But of course, guys, have a good one.